Hello, this is Goda. Welcome back to Islands of Insight Hub Puzzle Series Season 2, where we are later in the day from the previous episode. So we can actually go take a look to see how many puzzles are currently available in Autumn Falls. Looks like a few puzzles reset, so we have 2 matchboxes. We have 12 hidden archways and 7 hidden rings. Quite a lot of those. Our logic grids are reset now. We have 11 of those. No movement puzzles, and then we have a phasic dial somewhere. Getting pretty close to having all of the action puzzles done. And we have a crystal labyrinth somewhere. So we're going to definitely go and try to find some of these. Especially the those hidden archways and rings, since there's still quite a lot of them. Right out the gate here, we do see a puzzle radar here that we can utilize. So I'm just going to jump over here really quick. I'm going to take a big jump in the air so that I can take a look over in the Lucian Watch to see if we can see any obvious puzzle radars we could use. Just peeking over here. Yeah, I'm not seeing one. They're probably like hidden behind rocks and stuff. Maybe if we went to the other side and did a similar jump up, we could find some, but let's just go down and get going here with this one. And I'm going to use the map here. Let's go ahead and mark what we can find on the map. So, got some hidden archways. You know, if we only have hidden archways on the map, there's no real point to mark them up, because we can just walk up to them and pick them up. But it's like here where we have like, wow, there's a lot of stuff around us. Maybe now we want to mark some things. So let's get this hidden ring here, and then I'll mark something. So here's a cube, or dial, archway, and that's all we can mark right now, so let's try to grab everything else that we can. Here's a ring, and then an archway there, and then a ring, 75... and then 60 from that direction. So that's in case we need to kind of triangulate it. So these should be something like this, and it should be around here somewhere. We say as we're out floating in the middle of nowhere, where no ring to be in sight. There it is. It's in here. I mean, it was a good attempt, right, to try to make a triangulating ping on that hidden ring. Alright, and some of our markers got removed because of that. Alright, so we have the no elbow macaroni light pieces, and we need to connect all dark cells. I believe we can just do this like this. Excellent. And then there was one like here-ish. Should be a puzzle grid around here. Yeah, there it is. Cleared the beam. Alright, no Tetris pieces allowed, huh? Alright, what a puzzle that was. Alright. And we had something over here. What did we have over here? Not seeing anything over here. Maybe it's down below, like in the area down here. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is kind of the problem I'm having with using the map. Like, the map is a great tool sometimes, but I am, it's kind of hard to mark them with precision on the map. Like, we marked this, phasic dial, right? But the marker's way up here, so... Alright, let's do our cyan, then let's do yellow, then let's do green, and these are a little out of sync. So let's do red, and then let's see if we can. These are not gonna work because they're in phase. So let's see, we can do this one 4 times. There we go, now those are in a different phase. We can do our green, and then we can do our... Wait, this is the exact same thing we had before? There we go. That happened to work out. Alright, and here is logic grid. All dark regions have 2, and light regions have 5. Okay, well that has to go like that. This has to come here, and then can't go down or right, so it's got to come up here. This one's going to go like this, and like that. Cool. I think that's everything we had managed to mark up with that puzzle radar. I feel like we got a pretty good number of puzzles already. Like, how many could we possibly have left at this point? I'm going to count through them really quick. It's still like 24, 25. Mostly in the hidden variety. We see one of the matchboxes we need over here, though. Hello. This is the ant matchbox. Where might the green ant matchbox be? Oh, okay. Hello? I'm like trying to glide and the game is saying, no, you're not allowed to glide here, it's illegal. Thought I saw a hidden object over there, but it was just the leaves shimmering in the distance. So we don't know where this guy is yet. I feel like typically when it's on a roof like this, it's like just somewhere else in the same area. Like in a similar area on the other side of the object and stuff like that. But yeah, just nothing really showing up here. Let's try looking from up around here. It's not that one. Yeah, let's keep this one marked and maybe come back to it momentarily. Maybe there is a radar that can help us out with it. I think I saw there was also in the save stats tool, there might be a map that shows all radar spawn locations. Which, to be honest, that's like TMI. It's like way too much info to work with. I feel like it's just too much to memorize and reference and just be running around looking for. Aha, yeah, I wasn't looking down here. Very sneaky. Got the ant. Hidden ring there. I'm gonna mark the tree next to it. Logic grid. Hidden archway. I'm pretty sure that's a... what's it called? Shady Wildwood puzzle, but we'll get it anyways. Here we have a matchbox we can just barely see from over here. And then we can get this logic grid over here and do this crystal maze. And that will conclude our radar. Oh, got a 5-pipper. Here we go. Time for a challenge, maybe. The first challenge is clicking correctly. Alright, so we have our A and A connected already. Now we need B and C Hmm. Okay, so... that. I didn't even talk through that. I was looking here and I saw that this had a 2 and this had a 1, which meant it had to be a straight run here. So I'm like, okay, we have to get up to the elevation prior to going in that row of 1s. Alright, here we go. Maze. I learned something interesting. So I was looking at the peeps chatting in the Discord, and apparently, the way these mazes work is that they have a set layout that gets scaled depending on the size of the floor tile, which is kind of interesting. So that's why sometimes you have mazes like this where it feels like the walls are way too close to each other. Kind of a neat tidbit of info. Alright, we had a not matchbox, logic grid up here somewhere. There it is. Oh, it's a 1-pipper. Good luck, us. Okay, no 3 in a rows. But also, it's a 1-pipper, so... Can we just, like, do a... what's it called? Can we just do, like, a... checkerboard? No, we cannot just do a checkerboard. Dark there. Light here, dark and light. Okay. Okay. Just looking around for radars and such over here. Alright, so we marked kind of a lot of things that were around the edge of the islands here. So there's a hidden ring here, next to this tree. Then over here we marked this logic grid, which I'm pretty sure is Shady Wildwood, right? Oh yeah, there's no sightseers in the, there's no sightseers in this zone, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there aren't. I have made a mistake. Yep, that's where my mistake was. Alright. Get an archway here, and then what did we have over here? Oh yeah, logic grid. Oh, I forgot to look on the pop-up of that one to see if it was Shady Wildwood. No matter. Alright, we have... one dark cell per row and column. Any reason we can't just do this? Yeah, I mean, don't overcomplicate it if it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Like me doing that one pattern grid a few episodes ago. I did end up figuring out, well, no, not figuring it out. I asked for help in the Discord, and they're like, oh yeah, it's this. And I'm like, wow, I'm dumb. And they're like, you kind of overthought it a little. I'm like, yeah, I did. And then there was a big argument about something else, and I'm like, oh, sorry to have started this argument. I'll try not to make people relive those memories. But, yeah, sometimes some pattern grids just, like, don't make sense. You know, everybody has their own different kind of blind spots and stuff, so what's obvious to some may be very non-apparent to others. It's very hard to be subjective about the difficulty of something like a pattern. Alright, we're getting pretty cleaned up on the puzzles up here, so we might be pretty close to being as done as we're gonna be over here. Those match 3s belong to the Verdant Glen. Yeah, I think we are going to go pivot and go mess around at the Lost Grids, because I am feeling like we did a pretty good job cleaning up, doing a good lap around the Autumn Falls. Let's see, we did both of our matchboxes. We don't have the Sightseers reset yet. We have 4 hidden archways and 2 hidden rings left. That's pretty good, I think. And we have 5 logic grids left. That's not as good, but it's acceptable, I suppose. We did our phasic dial and we did our crystal labyrinth. So yeah, onwards. Here we go to the Lost Clusters. Maybe today we work on like a super hard one. Let's see, I saw a 3-star down here. Let's do our, before we do that, let's do our very favorite puzzle type, the music grid. Oh hey, it's done already. Does that mean we've done all the music grids? There might not be any more music grids left, guys. That'd be neat. Let's do the pattern grids. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, I just wanted to check that this was correct so far. Is that going to be dark? No, that is not dark. Is this one going to be dark? This is not dark either. So is it going to be 5 here? Like this? One, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a corner here. Yeah, how about I come back to that one in a second? I need my brain to incubate on that 2-pip pattern grid for a moment. Okay, so let's see, we have some kind of shape happening here. So we have 2 dots, then a light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, and then every other dark has this dot going higher, so I think we should have this here. I don't really understand what's happening on the rest of the grid, though. And this isn't like a mirrored grid, right? Is this the middle of the grid? Where's the middle of the grid? The middle of the grid would be this row here. Or column, I should say. So it's not, like, symmetrical. So let's see. This is up and over, and it's over 1 further than it was last time. Wow, this pattern grids are just not coming to me today. I'll come back to this one too. I need a boost of confidence right now. Okay, so what's happening here? Guys, I think I might be dumb. Like, none of these patterns are jumping out at me today. Um, Maybe today's not a good day to do the 3-star logic grid. Oh, you know what? This one, I think I'm seeing it. This one looks like these could be like the hands of a clock, maybe? So this is noon. This is 9. Wait, what? That doesn't really make sense. But I guess it would be this, right? No. So this would be like 12 o'clock. This would be like 9:30. This one would be like 12:30. Oh? I'm confused. I mean, I feel like we can process of elimination out that the middle is light every time, and then one of the outsides is going to be dark. Maybe it's just the dot moving a certain amount of time. So let's see. Here it moves. That must be it here. So the dot moves, the inner dot moves counterclockwise once each time, so it's going to be here, and then the outer dot moves up to down, so it should be down. Whoops. Yeah, okay. Yeah, kind of overthinking it a little bit. Now, let's go back to this one. Let's go back to this one. I don't think I'm overthinking this one, right? Because it's kind of like... They didn't really leave me with much of an example to actually draw. Like, is this going to be something like this? All other tiles are correct. Oh, okay. So this is like spiraling around this way. Yeah, they like didn't leave enough information to figure that out, I don't feel like. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Is this correct so far? Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. 12. Like, how were you supposed to figure that out from this? What? Okay, anyways. And then let's try this 3 pepper again. So I think this needs to be here, right? Is this correct? Yeah, that's correct so far. And then we're gonna have a dot. Let's see, we have dot, dot, space, dot, space, dot, space, dot, space, space, dot, space. Should it be like space, space here? And then this? Like that? Is that correct? Nope. So then it's just this one, right? That's still wrong. Okay. Maybe it's 3 dots? Is this some weird Fibonacci sequence? I mean, I see where it's going after this point here, but I don't understand what's happening on the left. Like, the left side does not make any sense. I think this was cut off, and then also it doesn't make sense why the gap is expanding. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna rate that grid like a 2 out of 10. Okay. Alright, we have a pattern grid, which is not a pattern. That's fun. Okay, so we have 1 and 11. And then we have 4 and 14. Huh. Interesting. Also, all dark areas have the same shape and size. Okay, so we know that we have 11 and 14. We know that, like, 1 plus 10 and 4 plus 10 is 14, so I don't know if the answer involves 10, or maybe the answer just involves these numbers. If we add the numbers together, let's see, 1 and 11 is 12. We can get 12 like this, right? 12 would be this. That's... Wait, no, that's 18. This is 12, right? We have 3 plus 3 plus 3. Though it's kind of ambiguous if this is what the solution entails, because we could also just go like this. Right, that's also 12 if we're supposed to be adding those together. Hmm. What on earth, my guy? Might use some foresights here to kind of get started. Here, let's take a look. So this is dark. And that's dark. Okay, well, it's not like this, is it? Hey. Yeah, I mean, that makes no sense. So, this is what it gave us, right? Or was it this shape? Shoot, I forgot. I think it was this, right? I guess it will tell us here in a moment, once our foresight replenishes. Maybe instead of doing a hard puzzle, we'll come back to that one. I think I need some more hints on that one. We can work on an easier, grid in the meantime. Okay, so no diagonals from the dark pieces. Okay, let's start here. This is the diagonal free zone. Sorry, diagonals, you're out. Kind of a weird rule, actually. Not really using the no diagonal rules very much. I don't think we have any places left to even use it. Like, if we put a dark tile here, I guess, but... Oh, yeah. There you go. Alright. Kind of an odd puzzle. Oh gosh, what are we doing here? Connect all light and dark cells. No squares, okay. Well, we have light up here. So that means cannot have light in here. And cannot have light in here. Whoops, that was a misclick. Okay, so this is gonna go out to at least here. Is so far so good. And we can follow the trail all the way over there. And we can just actually put it all the way here. Okay. Cool. Let's fill in some of these guys. Let's see, that has to go in there. This has to come up here. Is this supposed to spell something out? I'm trying to squint my eyes and look at this to see if it spells something. I don't think it does. Kind of looks like it, but... Alright, let's go back down here. So we have dark tiles. Should any of these be dark? So it said the first thing we did was wrong. Should they all be light? Like, I don't understand what it wants me to do is the problem. Are the rest of these light? No. So... we know this for sure so far. In that case, I mean, we can say this. That much we know so far. Yeah, oh, you know what? I think I just figured it out. It's this, isn't it? Uh... 11, and then 14. Is this it? We got it. Yeah, that was, honestly, like, not all of them. This one was okay. But the other 3 pattern grids here today, like, it had, like, I felt like not enough information to really figure it out without a little bit of hints. Oh, we got there. Okay. Maybe let's do a few more. This looks like a basic kind of fit the shapes in the place kind of grid. So I'm thinking it's probably not going to be too tough. I have been wrong before, though, of course. Okay, so this 6 is in a place. We can't have dark squares. The 6 is in a place. Yeah, what a statement. I'm thinking we need to kind of think about smushing these shapes together. What if we block 7 and 8 down here? No, that's not gonna work because now we cut off access to this section. Yeah, okay. Was just some brainstorming ideas there. We definitely need to connect everywhere where there can be a cell to connect. Like, does this make sense for this to be like this? The 6 can then just hog all of this space up here. The 5 has to go like something like this. then the 4 gets trapped down here, so that doesn't work. Unless the 5 went here, and then the 3 went up there. Then this 4 can come out and be like, yo, I'm 4, but now the 7 is very stuck. This seems like a lot of tiles here to fill all this space in with, so we must need to do more we need to do more cornerly touches, I think. So we need to like touch as much along the edge that we can. So something like this, maybe, for the 6. Leaves there to be less dark spaces around it. But maybe not that one. So then the 5 can do this. We've done this already. It didn't work. There's a reason this is a 1-star puzzle. Okay. Let's go back to this state. So does it make sense for there to be a light cell here? No. Does it make sense for this to be dark? Like, maybe. Yeah, this just, like, doesn't really work with this 4 either. Alright, let's go back. Okay. So, what do we know? We know we need to have a lot of light spaces. Like, I'm not really worried about the squares as much as the dark spaces. There's just too many light tiles that need to exist here. There's like, we can't combine numbers, right? Yeah, there's no numbers to combine. I feel like having the 8 down here makes sense. Takes up the least amount of space. And then the 7 like this, so the 4 can... No, I mean, the 7 can just be like that. Now, the 5 can't box that in, but look at the 6. It's just, like, way too crammed in up here. There's no space for the 6. Okay. Let's go back. Let's take a foresight and see what it suggests. So up here, what does it suggest? Well, if this is light, this has to be dark, and that's light. So this one's got to be dark. That makes sense. This basically has to be light. Because if it's dark, this comes out like this, and... No, I mean, I guess that is viable. Not viable down here, though. Okay, what else do we have? If this is light, that's all dark. Then this 6 basically needs to be in charge of this upper area all by itself. Ooh, so problematic. Everything I try here is problematic. Let's take another foresight. So if this is dark, that's light, that's that color. Dark. This is all connected, so this doesn't really need to go through over here, presumably. So this 7's probably going to cut it off, so maybe it does need to come through on this side. It could also, like, come through over here. Like, yeah, why are... This feels like a very dense puzzle configuration. I'm gonna, like, be surprised when I figure it out, I think. So the light up here is correct. Okay, good to know. Now what? I am, like, out of my out of my groove on these, I feel like. Like, I cannot even... I'm having trouble even visualizing how to fill this in. So 8, 7, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was not getting there very quickly. Alright, do we dare attempt this guy? I feel like we do not dare right now. Let's try another tougher one. Oh god, what is this? These split galaxies make no sense to me, man. What even does this want? Okay, well, let's see. So it's opposite color, okay. So this branch needs to be opposite of this one, and they can touch. Oh god, okay. So then this needs to be light. No, this needs to be dark over here. So this is dark here, and against the dark galaxy, it would be light here. But since the light is inverted on the other side, it's actually dark. Okay. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe it does not make sense. So here, this one is light, so this one would be the opposite color of light. So the opposite side of the galaxy is dark, which would make it the opposite color of that, which is light. Right? Yeah, okay. So here it is light, and that's dark. Dark light. That's an easy one, thankfully. Here we need to do light. Can't connect those, right? Yeah. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind on this puzzle. Oh my god. Okay. Gee, my fiance thought these galaxy puzzles were bad as is, and this is like horrific. Let's see. These can't connect. Those can't be dark, right? Okay, so that's light. That's light. Can this be dark? No, because that's already dark down there. So that one's got to be light. And that one's got to be dark, which means that's got to be light. And now this one's got to be dark. This one's got to be light. Dark. Maybe I am getting a hang of this. Oh, gosh. Light here. Any other kind of obvious moves we can make here? So these can't connect to Y. Because they're two different galaxies of the same color. Got it. So that mirrors there. This one mirrors here. And then that now has to be dark, dark there. These can't connect, right? Yeah. Wait, I thought this one was going to get upset too. Maybe I don't understand what the heck I'm doing here. Okay. This one's need to be dark here. This one needs to be dark here. Okay. This is dark. This makes the light go off the board, right? So that's got to be light and dark. If this one's light, this dark goes off the board, right? So this one's got to be dark, and that's got to be light. And then let's case this one in. Dark here. Dark here. Light here. I think we're doing it. I think we are doing it. This one's gotta be light, right? So then the opposite side is dark. Let's see, if this is light here, the dark goes off the board, so that's got to be dark light. And now we know, well, we knew this one had to be light already, right? Yeah, light here, which means dark there. These are light. This one's got to be... Those can't connect, so that's got to be light, dark. And then this one's got to be light, dark, dark. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this one and put it in the dang Discord channel and be like, bleh. Be right back. Okay. Let's do maybe a couple more, and then that's where we'll call it for today. Maybe some easy ones. Alright, all numbers off by 1. So 2 could be 1 or 3. 3 can be 2 or 4. 4 has to come out at least by 1. Oh, and no elbow macaronis either. Okay, so that's got to go there. Cap that one off, no elbow macaronis. How do we do... I guess like this, right? There we go. Cool. Okay. My face when I open up this grid. I feel like I have opened this grid before and I made the same joke. We've been in this episode for a while, so maybe I'll just keep with easier puzzles for now. I have to be going shortly. So let's do some of the easier puzzles still. This D is not actually needing to go anywhere. So let's not have it go anywhere if it doesn't need to. We don't have to connect all dark squares, but... see, 7 and a 4 kind of scrunched up in this neck of the woods here. I guess the 7's going to need to go up to here. Then it can't go there, so it's going to do that. Alright, that was a good bout of progress. Alright, there's 8. And now the C is here. C cannot go there. And got all our letters separated. Just finished the 7. Alright. Oh boy, here's basically the same puzzle again. Just slightly different. Alright, well. This time we have A's need to get down here. And they cannot go through this back way, so A is going to have to go here. And then C can kind of go wherever it wants. Okay. Where's the challenge in this puzzle? What's the difficulty? I guess figuring out this upper corner, maybe? Because, let's see, this 8 can come in up to 2 tiles here, so it's got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8 one can be down here. In fact, it's looking like it's going to need to take all the space it can, so that's 8. Alright, C does need to get out of here, so don't lock it in. This dark square doesn't really matter, though. We can lock it in. We're going to want to separate the A and the C somehow. Perhaps with this 4. Then the 5 can just go like that. Alright. That is a start. Is that a correct start? Yeah, it is a correct start. I just wanted to check because I did many moves without validating them. Whoops, that can't do that. Can the 7 go up, or can the 5 go up here? Yeah, it can. Should it, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... It probably should. Let's see, this 7 cannot come up, so get that out of there. I feel like I just want to connect these. Yeah, what if we could separated 7 and 8 with, like, this, and then that. No, that's not quite gonna work because this 5 is kind of over here. Okay, let's not do too many steps at once now. So blocking in the B here does make sense, but if we block in the B with a 5, we then have to come down with the 7, which blocks in the 5, so that can't be blocked in with the 5, which lets the 5 go out here. Now the 7 can come out to probably here, blocking the C makes the most sense. Alright, now 7 just blocks in the B. Alright, and A does whatever it can to not get in the way. Alright, cool. Oh, what was that? The weird morphing into this puzzle. Alright, do not make a big old 3x3 dark and no 2x2 light. Okay. Well, C's got to get out of here, so either C is, or either, this dark cell, sorry, has to get out of here. So either the dark cell is going through A, so either A is dark, or A is not dark. What a statement. So this, if A is dark, this needs to be light. If A is light, this needs to be dark. So these two segments are opposite colors, and A and B is opposite colors. That means this segment in B is the same color. So this segment in B cannot be light because that'd make it 2x2. So B must be the dark one. Alright, and then the problem just kind of solves itself when you get those two colors. I'm enjoying these slightly easier puzzles at the moment. 17. We know these are all light over here. So let's see, this would be 8, 9, 10, 11 here. We cannot add 5 cells to that one. Dark's got to come out this way. Are we going to hug the border up here? Well, let's see. We can't put a light cell here. And if we put a light cell here, we have to put light cell all the way across the top. So do we want to do that? To be determined, to be honest. So this 3 is going to be blocking 2 directions here. It can't go up and down, so this has to be one of the ways it goes. Which then lets us get that. Okay. Big information has been acquired. Alright. Maybe I should just, like, try to churn through all of these easier ones, and then they won't show up next time. What is this pattern? Don't make 3 in a row with a dark next to it? Okay, so that means all of our... anything that's a 3 needs to be an elbow macaroni, basically. Those can touch. That's fine. So this 4 has to go down, but then it has to go there, so it makes a non-elbow macaroni. Okay, this 3 is probably just going to stuff in that corner. This 5 is going to probably go like this. 4 is going to go like this. 4 like that. 13 I'm going to imagine is that shape. Yep. Is this 8? Nope, that is too big. Let's try this. There we go. 4 is going to have to be a square works, and then an elbow macaroni. And I forgot there's a 5 here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Can we do this up here instead? And then have the 4 go over here? There we go. Nice. Yeah, I think that's what's going to be this episode's goal. Let's clean up everything that's less than 1 star. And then we're going to cut it for this episode. Alright, all numbers are off by 1. Okay. And we have an A just kind of existing up here. Don't make it a... So dark cells have to connect. So let's see, these have to be the same color, because they're both a 2, and they're both referring to these 2 cells. So these 2s have to be the opposite color of these, which means that these 3 are the same color. And that's going to say those are dark, because if you had them light, then there's big trouble. Though now I'm looking at this and it seems like there's big trouble. Hold on. How would we get a snake through here? Because we have to connect all dark cells. Oh, you know what? These don't have to be, the same because one of them could be a 3, and then the other one could be a 1. So it could be like this, for example. Then that kind of violates these cells. But I do think this is generally true. Like, either all 3 of these have to be the same color. Why would it say all numbers off by 1, though, and then just have them be the same thing? Like, I feel like there's got to be something else to it, right? So we know this to be true, for sure. Letters must be sorted. There's no letters to sort, though, so the letter's kind of irrelevant. So, let's see. If this is 1... What if this is dark? Then what if one of these is dark and one of these is light? Yeah, the only configuration I'm seeing here is this configuration of 3 on top and then 2 on bottom, but that just does not work. So, like, this obviously doesn't work. We can't do a snake up there. And then that makes this be light. And then the other configuration I'm seeing is this one, light, light, light. This doesn't work because we can't do a snake like this, right? Oh, you know what? Wait. No, we can't, because the dark cell has to go all the way through, because it's a snake trap otherwise. Yeah, so there must be some trick configuration here in the middle. These have to be 2. So let's say this is light, which would make these dark. Now, up here, this one has to be light. And then this one would have to be light. So, what if this one's dark? Then these have to be light. Oh, I just had an idea. What if these are all light? Because I forgot you can actually have a 0 in here. How about that? Wow, that's very sneaky. I've never seen all numbers off by 1, and one of the choices is a 0. Very sneaky, I like that. Okay. So here we go. We gotta connect all dark cells. And we're gonna have to have this 20. How big is the space in here? We have 16, so this is 14 right here. 15. So 14, 15, 16. This one can't go against the border here, so I think it's going to have to go out like this. No, hold on. I'm just going to fill this in because it is a lot to count. So 18. So if we go up here, we can't go... Yeah, we can go up there. If we go here, though... We can't go here. So this one's got to be dark. Okay, I think that's just kind of it, right? Got to go out like this. And then... No, wait. I mean, that's not a given, because this could just, like, not go in that cell, and it could go like this, right? It could go, you know, leave that, so it can go out like that way, and then it can just go out here somewhere. Okay, so... we know... Let's look at the 2x2 rules, I guess. So we know there's got to be light cells somewhere. Where can this 20 go? Let's see what the longest reach the 20 can make is. So the 20 can reach as far as here. This, of course, wouldn't work, because this would make like a dark cell there, it'd make a dark square there. It would make this not work in here. So yeah, I think we can actually go ahead and do this. I think that's gonna be the given. It has to lock that in. Overthinking it again. Whoopsie. Alright, we got some myopia arrows. Connect all dark cells. What dark cells? Alright, so far so good here. Oh, in fact, there's several 4s that I was not keeping count of, and a 3 here even. Alright, now is the slightly trickier part. See, we can't put a light cell here. So that one's going to be dark there. This one has a light behind it, so we could put a dark directly in front of it, but then we don't have enough room for 11, right? Yeah, so this is going to be light, light, which means that has to be light now. How much more space do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or I should say 5, 6. Yeah, so we have to just take all the space we have available. So there's 11. And the 3. And then the 9. Once again, we can't do this move as dark. And this can't go pointing at a cell off the board, so that's going to finish the 9 off. And I have miscounted something. Ah, yes, this cell right here. Because it does not need to connect there, it's already connecting through the bottom. Alright. 5s. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All light regions have area 10. Okay. So we can't connect those. It would be a problem. Now we can't connect to these. So this is area 9. Can't connect those or those. That finishes that one up. That has to connect there. Alright, so this mess is going to have to turn into 10. This is going to have to go across here. This one is just done. Now we're at 7. This one is done. That's done. And those are done. And we're at 10. Okay. And I forgot to finish that top one. Whoops. Alright, 0. 0 darts. I have a newfound respect for them. All dark regions have area 5. Okay. I was about to do some wild logic there, but I was like, I have moves that I can still make here, so let me make those first. Okay, so I can no longer do this, so we're gonna do that instead. Which lets us do this. Alright, cool. Left side done. Now we can work on the right side. Why not just make 2 grids instead of making a 2-for-1? Oh, it's because it's like the same pattern, but the arrows are pointed different ways. Got it, got it. That makes sense then, I guess. And the same solution does not happen to work in both puzzles. I was just looking here, like, what if this was the same pentominoes here? Like, nope, does not work. Like, this would work over here. But then I feel like over here it's gonna fall apart, right? Yeah, so we would still have to do this, and now that's in big trouble, so. We already knew this, though, that we can't just copy the shape over. Probably then, like... There's gotta be a dark tile, at least more dark tiles over here. There has to be a pentomino over here of some kind. So, the only one that works is this. That's not interacting with this, but then that leads to the same issue we had copying this shape over. So I think we have to say that's not a connection. And then we have to have a different pentomino over here. This pentomino has to clear up the issue this 3 is going to cause. So I'm thinking something like... Ooh, does that work? Why do I have to always be wrong? So we use the same pentomino over here, but something over here has to be different? Because this just doesn't work if we do this, right? Yeah, that doesn't work. So what is... Yeah, that doesn't work. We already know that. Is it... Oh, I'm dumb. It's like the same thing, but just move that over there. Oh, gosh. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do... any more today. I've actually just been summoned, so this is gonna be the end of my session here. We almost did all the easy ones. We have a couple of 4-pippers and a couple of 5-pippers left, but we're going to leave it here today. Next time we'll come back, we'll continue in the Autumn Falls. I'm going to go hop over to save stats real quick, so be right back. Okay, here we are in save stats. We can take a look at our map really quick. We are really starting to thin out the Autumn Falls. Like, it's much less dense if you compare it to any of the other areas. Let's take a look at the Autumn Falls stats. I was looking at Lucian Waters. I'm like, whoa, we're done? No, we're not done. So Lost Grids Cluster, which we've been working on, we're at 140 out of 360, so 40%. Looking good. I rounded those numbers a little bit. Autumn Falls, we have unlocked all of the puzzle radars, which I feel like I have mentioned, I might have mentioned last episode. I feel like last time, well, not last episode, but last time we looked at this, I feel like last time it might have been all but one. But anyways, we are looking good on progress here so far. The puzzle type most in the back right now is match threes are at 80% and sightseers are at 80%, but they're coming up. I remember last time we were in here, sightseers were still in the 70s. Getting really close on some of these. There's only one hidden pentad left, and there's only four glide rings, four of these. Um, Only six morphic fractals left. So yeah, we are looking good here. Um, Very good progress. 75% overall game completion so far. So yeah, if you're enjoying the series, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!